Today's question is a little bit old school, but I think a good question, and here it is. I know peacocking was big back in the day. Does it still work today? Do you still use it? Okay, great question. So peacocking, for anyone who doesn't know, is the idea of dressing in a manner that's a little bit unusual so as to garner attention. There's a few reasons why you might do this. Number one, but possibly not the most important, is that if someone saw you from afar and wanted to approach you or wanted to talk to you, they would have something to potentially comment on. So girls typically won't approach guys, but if you're doing something outlandish enough or wearing something crazy enough, they feel like sometimes they have the excuse to come approach you about that thing, and so they can start a conversation with you. So it can actually get you opened. Usually this won't be the case unless you're already very, very attractive or you're already highly social proof, like you're on stage or have other girls around you or something like that. So this isn't the main reason to do it, but it is a reason to do it. Another reason to do it would be during the conversation, it gives the girl something to comment on, which can help the conversation continue going. And the third reason to do it, honestly, is just because it makes you stand out, makes you look unique, makes you look high value. The idea is if you can dress in a slightly unusual way, you're showing some resilience to social pressure. I.e., if you're wearing something that people could potentially make fun of you for, you're showing that you're not afraid of that and you can handle being made fun of. And in fact, if it does garner you shit tests and you're able to pass those shit tests, that can actually be a show of value as well. So in my early days of learning game, I definitely did pick up. I had various items that I did with varying degrees of success. I did have a white fedora, which was amazing and worked really well. I had a zebra stripe cowboy hat. I had a feather boa at one point. There was a period of time where I painted my nails either black or white. So I've done various peacocking things, and they did work to a certain extent. In fact, one peacocking thing I did, very extreme in terms of its results at least, I had a LED sign across my chest that would scroll various messages. All of these things definitely work to garner attention, and that's the thing with peacocking. It gets you attention. It does not get you attraction. So it really is what you do with that attention that matters. If you are able to already conduct yourself in a high value way, if you're already able to pass shit tests, if you already have good frame control, then peacocking can help by drawing more attention to you. If you are shy and low value and introverted and can't handle shit tests, it's just going to get you picked on. And so there's sort of a minimum level of game you need to have before peacocking would make sense for you. The other issue with peacocking, honestly, is that it kind of works too well. And what I mean by that is, if you do things that are extremely peacocked, people are going to want to talk almost exclusively about the peacocking items, right? They're going to think of you as the guy in the crazy cowboy hat or the guy with the sign across his chest, and they're going to keep coming back to that topic over and over and over again. Or they're going to like stereotype you as kind of a clownish, entertaining guy, as opposed to someone they would connect with and think of so much in the boyfriend frame. So it is good for getting attention, and attention can be used to get attraction. However, it's not the best for building comfort. See, when girls think of the type of guy they would imagine as their boyfriend, they're typically not envisioning someone in a crazy suit. And in fact, peacocking in general shouldn't be that crazy, right? It has to be cool as well as unique. Dressing in a clown suit, for example, would be shitty peacocking. Wearing a Halloween costume on a day that's not Halloween would be bad peacocking. But wearing a really nice suit and then adding an extra little element to the already nice, in-style, well-fitting suit to be a little extravagant or a little unique, that absolutely is good peacocking and does work. And that works to this day, and it's also subtle enough that it avoids some of the other issues with extreme peacocking. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending you wear a suit. What I'm saying is, as an example, you should take a core level of dress that is already good and stylish and add something to it. Even better than a suit would be wearing good, trendy club clothes and then adding something unique to that. So what do I wear out? Well, I'm kind of a unique situation because a lot of the times when I go out, I'm actually out on boot camp teaching students. So when I'm out on boot camp teaching students, I actually don't want to stand out. I want to blend in as much as possible because I spend a lot of time watching their interactions and trying not to be noticed. So I want to dress in a way that certainly I can approach a girl and no girl's ever going to think I'm not stylish, but at the same time, I'm not going to stick out like a sore thumb standing around in the club. So for me, you may have seen this in a lot of my videos, what I tend to wear is I'll wear a black shirt, I'll wear jeans that are good fitting jeans, and I'll wear like nice boots. Maybe I'll wear a watch, maybe I won't. That's pretty much the attire I normally wear on boot camp. For day game on boot camp, I do wear pink tennis shoes because I feel that that doesn't draw too much attention, and in day game there's more space and you're not in such, it's not so weird to be standing around in the daytime somewhere. And I do get a lot of comments and compliments on the pink shoes, which are in fact a little bit peacocky, and that is why I got them. If I go out by myself, I typically dress similarly to how I dress in boot camp because those are just the clothes I have a lot of, but I will often add some kind of accent item. So I might add interesting accessory or something like that, or something a little bit more colorful to it on top of it. But what I have found is that peacocking, again, helps with attention and to a certain extent can help with value. But as I've gotten more and more advanced in game, I find that most of the time I don't have value issues. Most of the time, if I'm going to lose an interaction, it's lost in comfort. It's lost in the friends accepting me, that sort of stuff. And so in that sense, I actually want to be more innocuous. I want to fit in a little bit more, because standing out and incurring the wrath of friends is not good. And standing out and incurring the wrath of especially male friends is really not good. See, if there's a guy orbiter who is in the group with your girl and he sees you and you're dressed well and classy and elegant, he can't really say much. He can get angry and bitter and he can do all the things he can normally do. But if he sees you wearing a pink cowboy hat on top of it, that's all kinds of reason for him to get involved, all kinds of reason for him to object, all kinds of reasons for him to interfere more so than he would otherwise. So I actually tend to, as I've gotten more and more advanced in game, I tend to go more and more low key. That said, experimenting with peacocking early on was very valuable to me because it let me see what extreme reactions are. It let me deal with a lot of shit tests. It helped me to get into sometimes mixed groups and helped me get attention when I was a little bit introverted. And it helped me actually, ironically, with the ability to change subjects. Because when you go out wearing a flashing LED sign where you can actually somewhat reliably open girls by just pointing in their direction and looking at them and hoping they see the sign, well, girls start commenting on the sign over and over and over again and asking about it, and it's actually an effort of verbal game to get them off of that topic. And that was actually a useful exercise for me at the time. And so it was a good phase for me to go through, doing a lot of peacocking, and I still do some very light peacocking. For example, wearing pink tennis shoes is not outlandish peacocking. They are somewhat stylish in their own right, and it's not like super crazy, but it does stand out a little bit. So I still do those small things, but I don't do the really crazy stuff anymore. You won't find me in a feather boa with my nails painted anywhere in the last 15 years. Here's my general style advice. Wherever you're gonna go, keep a lookout for the type of guys who are doing well with girls there. Keep a lookout for what is the stylish look that seems to fit in where you are. And it'll be different by city, it'll be different by venue. It'll be different in Nashville, Tennessee versus New York, New York. It'll be different at a goth club versus a country western club, etc., etc. But see what the style is that's working and make sure that you're doing that style at least as well, and then add a little twist of your own uniqueness if you would like to. You don't need the uniqueness though. Your game will carry you through if you just are well dressed in general. If you want to add that little bit of your own flair, you absolutely can. As always, thanks for watching. If you have questions you'd like me to address, leave them below. See you on the next video.